All right. So, question 1. It says, with regard to the key elements of the business model, what should Cloudflare keep or start doing with respect to CVP, GTM, TOM, and CFF, and to create a table? I've accidentally already created a table. Let me show you.
Share your screen.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
Sweet. You accidentally create a table? How do you accidentally create a table?
Because I accidentally created a table, right?
I wish I could accidentally create a table.
Hold on, I have to figure out. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, I usually accidentally fall asleep. That's about what that's how I roll.
Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to click on your name and then your screen stays up, but as long as you're talking,
okay,
your mouse is talking, and
well, I'm just gonna stop talking.
If I click on your name, so I'll stop talking. Got it. Ready to go.
So here's the chart I created, based on the readings. If you guys have something else, tell me.
Looks pretty good.
I like it a lot.
Looks good.
So, let's see. The revenue difference is from
so the whole revenue thing, we'll get to that point, I think, maybe. That was me goofing around on Excel.
Okay.
I actually understood Excel for a minute. All it is just a bunch of numbers I hand entered in. So suppose that they have to hire more engineers in proportion to how they scale. How long will it take for them to become profitable? So that's kind of where these numbers come in. So the ones on the left, that's where they're at right now. And I was just messing around on the right, okay, if they did this, this, or this, where would they be? What I got out of it, though, is it would take them about 6 to 8 months to become profitable in the end.
They're profitable right now, though, right? But they need way more engineers. They need way more.
So they're profitable. They have revenue coming in, but if they don't hire engineers, they're going downhill.
Mm-hmm.
So they need to hire more engineers and more employees to do so. But if they do that, then they diminish costs, but at the same time, they have to then compensate for that cost or reallocate those costs. So they become more profitable in a sense that it makes sense after 6 to 8 months from what I got. But that was me also just tinkering around in my mind and number wise.
This kind of reminds me of Dropbox, how Dropbox first started, where they went like, hey, here's a free model, and they wanted to, so people were using it, and then they're like, hey, we need to tell our boss about this. So then they would got into corporate America, or on the corporate side of things.
Now you got the numbers. Like I remember reading the revenue and the traffic, and the employee income was in there as well. Like the employee, the salaries was that number in the case as well. I remember reading that their salaries in the beginning were minimal. That yet they were working like dogs.
They were. Okay, here we go. I got the questions back up now.
150,000 per head in salary.
Okay, yeah, I saw
Six.
3.5. Yep. Okay.
So 35 employees equals 5.25. Oh, it's right there. Yeah, but it was 100. I mean, they're not doing too shabby.
No.
But they're like someone just said, they're working like dogs too.
They're overworking them, and they're not compensating them for that overwork.
And they're
So
not
what?
taking suggestions from the
Sorry, go
employees
ahead.
as well. They're not taking suggestions at all from the employees as well. Like, hey, can we, like HR, can we get something that says we get this much day off? And
So what benefits does CloudFlare receive from economies of scale, and why do they want to get big so fast? Or should they grow fast?
Well, I think they want to grow fast just to be first to market. Because if they don't grow fast and people are like, hey, this is really cool, but these guys aren't delivering it well enough, then, there's going to be another company that can pop up and have better funding and just kind of just surpass them and blow them out of the water. So it seems to me like it's really a first to market kind of play.
Yeah, I was just going to say the same thing. I totally agree. I think they should capitalize on all that and get going.
At the same time, though, should they find a balance between too fast and too slow? Because if they go too fast, then they can't be completely supported throughout it. So they'd have to rely on their sales and revenue, which if they're going too fast, are they going to make the same amount that they need? If that makes sense.
Say that again.
So should they also try to find a way to find a balance between too slow and too fast? Because if they go too fast, they can't be properly funded or completely supported through it either.
Yeah, I mean, it's all in how they need to plan for the growth, and if they're going to plan for it, they need to execute and follow that plan. But yeah, there's always risk involved with that.
Yeah,
they could poorly execute and then they just kill themselves. It just really depends on the plan, and it depends on the execution of that plan.
yeah, but are they able to execute that type of plan? From what I got from it, they're just kind of like fly by the seat of your pants. Oh, you work on this. Oh, you work on this. Not really setting long-term goals. Like there's no long-term goals. They're kind of last minute. Oh, we need to do this. Okay, we're going to do this type of deal. And, like, did you guys watch the videos that they had?
Nope.
There's one of the videos was where he was meeting with CNN, like a news broadcaster, and that was interesting. But the one before it was about the culture of CloudFlare, and it was pretty weird and crazy. You should go watch it. I don't know if it's for real, because at first I'm like, what is this? This is really strange. This is a joke? But then the next video was an actual, I believe, the founder talking to a broadcaster on, I think CNN or something like that. So.
I'll have to watch that. Yeah, I mean, in the case study, he talks about them. Yes, it's different layers of managers, but it doesn't really. I mean, we've seen this in other case studies where they have, technical co-founders or technical founders, and then they bring in somebody that's not a techie person to kind of to really manage things and manage processes and stuff like that. I think they need someone like that. And not to say that they need to bring someone in and they need to be, have ownership in the company or whatever, but I think that look, they're really good at engineering, but that doesn't mean that they're really good at managing people or managing these processes.
Yeah.
So that's what I think.
Yeah, it seems like one of the guys that actually quit, the first guy, let's see, he might have, one of the guys that quit could have done that specific thing, but they didn't want him for that, nor did they care. So, and they were just, oh, okay. It reminds me of like the video, the weekly video of their culture, work organization culture, reminded me of hippies, like
Awesome.
pot smoking.
So
Californian.
going through the 4 resignations, who, I guess there were 4. So Dale resigned because he was overworked and he was always on call and they wouldn't hire a third person. So he was just like, I'm done. Yeah, I'm burnt out. Screw you guys. Peace. And then you had David Conrad, who resigned because he was irritated. There was no organization. You had the other David, who resigned because he didn't get to see his family at all. And then I forgot the name of the 4th guy, but he resigned, basically took a sabbatical and went to get paid to travel Europe, basically. What could they have done to keep those guys?
Listened. Listen to their feedback. So go ahead, Rachel.
No, that's exactly what I said. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, okay.
I think they needed. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Nope, ladies first.
Feedback is really important in a business. If you can't, and titles, like a lot of them were frustrated, like they didn't have a title. Like, what am I supposed to actually be doing? Who am I supposed to report to? Am I supposed to report to the founder? And then they would give feedback to the founders and they just wouldn't care. So that's really important in a business.
Another thing that I see on this is I feel that they were very, very valuable for the company, but the company did not make them feel like they were apporting value to the company, even though they were, but like even though they were trying to help and trying to do new things and suggesting this, suggesting that, the company pretty much say no. Thank you for your opinion, but no. And it was good opinions and good stuff, but I think that was the main reason they felt that they were not being appreciated by their own company.
Yeah. I think the lack of organizational skills, like what you said, Rachel, is they didn't have anything set up. So, I mean, if you were to go to a future employee, let's say that one of the Davids that left there, taking their resume, oh, well, what did you do for CloudFlare? I was an engineer. Or were you the head engineer? Did you do this or that? I just worked there. Like, there's no structure. There's nothing to keep them. I don't know. There's nothing that would have kept me there because they didn't have a way. I mean, if there was 4 employees, okay, that's understandable. But when you get up to, I think it was, 35 or something like that, you need a structure. You need something keeping them completely on board.
You need a leader. You need to have someone that's actually laying out a vision for the company and a vision for the departments, and so that everyone's like, hey, I know what I'm doing. Because, I mean, that's exactly why they were also overworked. I think it was Dale and David, like a few more weeks and they would have invested, and they would have had way more stock options and money, but they were just like,
They didn't have the specification of whose job was what.
I mean, that's how frustrating it was. And it was of the problem of the lack of structure and direction that they were given. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's upper management's fault. That I think that's how startups are ran, where people have a billion different hats that they wear and, there's no clear defined roles or titles or anything. But, that's the owner's job and upper management to then, as you were saying, Jake, like when it's different if it's, 4 or 10 people, but once it's like 30 employees, you need to have all that structure and the order and make, it helps everyone feel more secure and be able to do their job.
Exactly. I think with the security, they would have been better off. Sorry, Ryan.
No, it's all good. It's so stressful. Like I've been in positions like this. My wife's been in positions like this, and it's like, seriously, how is it that, I'll give my wife as an example. So she was working for a teleradiology company, and a group of 4 radiologists purchased the company, and she was running all their operations and, helping send images to different radiologists, receiving images, and she was trying to tell them, like, here's what you guys need. And she was on call, phone was ringing all the time. And I'm like, this sucks. Because I could see, like, she was just miserable, I mean, it was great that we could pay our bills, but at the same time, it's like, it's not fun. So the question is just like, how come, I care more about fixing these things than the people that own the company? And that, I mean, when you get to that point and you're like, look, they're not making any changes. All I want to do is just help, but no one's listening to me. You just get to the point where you just don't care. You're like, I'm done. I'm out. I don't care, who it hurts. I need to look out for me, my family, my own sanity. I'm out. And you just don't even consider anything else. So I think that's what's happening. They cared more about things than the founders did, and they were just like, I'm out. Okay, sorry, I kind of feel like I'm repeating myself, but
You're good.
And that's all the questions that they have for us. Does anyone have any other questions? Or
No.
No, I'm good. I thought that was a good call.
all right, I'm gonna end it.